My name is Shermin and I'm a writer-producer. You might know me from my search for the one.
I'm going on a date. Yeah, the guy's not coming. He's caught up at work.
I don't kiss and tell.
Where is this person? Do I even have a person?
Now that I have my happily ever after, I'm finally ready to bear my past and go back to my roots. A weeaboo. A cosplayer. A manga addict. Actually, just one specific manga.
Have you read Berserk?
Oh, why do you like Berserk?
How did you first discover Berserk?
Drawing is something more like eating food.
I'm here because of Kentaro Miura's Berserk.
もう一本ぐらいは健太郎君と組んで仕事したか。
Do you think there will ever be an end to the comic series?
So here is another love story, one that involves a man I have never met.
Berserk, 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 Berserk. So this is Berserk. It is created by Kentaro Miura in the 1980s.
Is it backwards? Oh, no.
No,
That's how
it is
I
the
read.
manga, how you read. Yeah. So I'll just put it in a summarized form for you.
Berserk is a dark fantasy about a swordsman named Guts. He's the toughest and also the unluckiest guy in manga history. So Guts meets Griffith, leader of the mercenary group Band of the Hawk. There, Guts falls in love with their commander Casca and becomes a real family with the other members. But Griffith, overcome with ambition and jealousy, sacrifices the Band of the Hawk for supernatural powers. Both Guts and Casca come out of it, battered and traumatized.
That's when we go back to the start of the story and we see Guts on his journey. It's a man trying to seek revenge on a supernatural being and trying to save his love.
You know, I think she sounded like she was Berserk. I feel like, you
When
know,
she was
like
saying the
she's
story, it felt like she was like,
Yeah.
losing her mind a bit.
Yeah.
You know, the story, the characters, you know, the monsters, they felt like they were straight out of an epic storybook. The art felt very classical, very baroque, and it was different from the other mangas that I've ever read. Kentaro Miura started Berserk in 1989, and he started building this world one obsessive page at a time. Berserk has sold over 70 million copies worldwide, with 30 million outside of Japan. So for 35 years, Berserk is the gold standard for what dark fantasy manga should be. In 2021, Kentaro Miura died suddenly of an aortic dissection. Fans worldwide grieve for the man and his art. And for a while, it seemed like this is the end of Berserk.
That is, until Kouji Mori, a manga artist who is Kentaro Miura's childhood friend and confidant, announced that he will work with Miura's assistants to finish Berserk. Miura had shared the ending of Berserk with Mori previously.
So you're going to do a documentary on him,
Yes.
without him.
And I'm also thinking if maybe we should use some like panels, some manga panels from him.
Oh my gosh, can we get it? Can we get the panel? The licensing around an artwork would be so expensive. I don't know whether Shermin has thought about that.
Who's paying?
Okay, so here's everyone I need to contact. Hakusensha, the Japanese publisher. Dark Horse, they handle the English translated edition internationally. Kouji Mori, Miura's best friend who's now directing the manga. And Studio Gaga, that's Miura's actual drawing assistants. With the well wishes of my colleagues, these are my goals. I'm going to obtain some panels from Hakusensha and Studio Gaga. And since Hakusensha owns the rights to Kentaro Miura's photos online, I'm going to ask them for a photo of him for use. I mean, how hard is it going to be? Oh, so it seems like a no from Dark Horse. Fret not, for there's still one more big fish, the Japanese publisher. And while we wait, I found an expert, an academic who specializes in manga, anime, and Japanese pop culture.
Have you read Berserk?
I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different kinds of manga. The main genre divisions are shonen and shoujo. By the late 1960s, early 1970s, the boys who had grown up reading shonen manga wanted something a bit more adult. And so you start to see the emergence of seinen, which is for older teenagers and young adults. And so Berserk belongs to the seinen genre. One of the editors of the magazine Shonen Jump in the 1960s did a poll of 5th grade boys and asked them for keywords that were the most important to them. And as a result of that poll, then Shonen Jump adopted as its editorial policy the 3 key terms of friendship, effort, and victory. That idea of friendship, effort, victory has spread to shonen titles published in various magazines.
What do you think makes Berserk so unique?
It really focused on the emotions of the characters to a degree that was unusual in seinen manga, which tended to be more focused on action. Showing the psychological consequences of those action scenes and showing the characters wrestling with trauma, that was really unusual at the time. Because Berserk has influenced so many titles like Full Metal Alchemist, Vinland Saga, and it's also influenced games like Final Fantasy or like Devil May Cry. And I think in some of the older seinen titles, like Golgo 13, the portrayal of macho masculinity meant that the male main character couldn't show his emotions.
So in a way, Berserk is the granddaddy of today's action heroes. You know, the ones who look fierce but are secretly carrying a lifetime's worth of trauma? How sexy. Hakusensha hasn't replied. So while we wait yet again, I speak to another expert.
You wrote about Kentaro Miura's death online, right, in an article.
Some article, yeah. Why do you want to do this?
So I'm very touched by the friendship. That's why I want to do this documentary to find out more about Kentaro Miura, what kind of person he is also, that Kouji Mori would want to do this for him.
Yeah, you must have been a great person or like a great creative genius to have someone want to finish something for you. Who wants to have this around their necks? What kind of person is willing to bear that?
Maybe I'm on this journey to find out, right? Okay lah, wish me luck lah.
Good luck.
It's a reply from the publisher, and essentially they told us that, you know, they declined to participate in our program. So it's a huge no. And through them, there's also the replies from Kouji Mori and Studio Gaga. There is a big fat no as well from them. Honestly, I'm not sure if we can still make a documentary because all our leads are cold, there's nothing to pursue. But that's the easy way out. If Shermin gets rejected by the publishing house, she should go there.
She will.
So if Shermin gets rejected by the publishing house,
She should go there. She will.
Sometimes the only way forward is to head to Japan with your one supportive colleague. Maybe if I show up in person and request a meeting with the Japanese publisher and Kouji Mori's team to explain more about the documentary, I might get permission. Volume 43 of Berserk will also be released in 2 weeks' time. So this might be the perfect opportunity to mix business with pleasure. Finally, I'm in Japan. There are many distractions, but I remain steadfast in my quest to find out more about Berserk and Kentaro Miura.
So we are at Hakusensha and we don't have permission to head in, but I decided that maybe I'll just have a look at Hakusensha. But I'm also wondering, are there our only access to Kentaro Miura?
There must be people out there who know about the man behind my favorite manga. And I'm hoping to get some clues at the watering hole of my people. To get them talking, I have to look like them. Comic, the world's biggest manga convention. That's 250,000 people over 2 days.
I was a bit overwhelmed when I saw so many people and it's like you, a tiny person in the midst of a crowd.
Comic-E's been running since 1975, twice a year at Tokyo Big Sight. It's this massive celebration of manga, anime, and doujinshi, or self-published fan works.
There's so many people cosplaying as different things from manga to video games to anime and like original cosplays as well. So this is very different from Singapore. It's on a huge scale.
And while my cameraman was busy with the beautiful sights around Comic-E, I had to know what the locals thought about Berserk.
Have you read Berserk before?
Yeah, but it's super guroi. How do you say? Guroi. ちょっと苦手。
でもその時友達がこんなの読めなかったら人生耐えられないよみたいなこと言われたのはすごい思い出であります。
あれで巨大な剣のやつですよね。ガッツですよね、ガッツ。
Studio Gaga and Kouji Mori are coming together to finish Kentaro Miura's masterpiece. What do you feel about it?
僕はなんか続けてもらえることってすごく嬉しいことだと思ってて。
続けてくれることがありがたいっていう気持ちが半分、あとやっぱりもともと作られてきた方の作品ではない気持ちが半分。
知りたいのもあるし、逆に完成しないで完成しないで、ずっとそのままでいるのもなんか終わらない楽しみがあるからいいかも。
While Comic-E was fun and informative, I am still no closer to Miura than I was in Singapore. All I see are shallow clues to Kentaro Miura's life and career. I want something authentic, something I can hold on to. Something like the first original issue of Berserk published in 1989. This is a manga library situated in Tokyo. It has one of the most comprehensive manga archives in the whole of Japan, with over 400,000 manga and magazines. In fact, the core collection of the archives came from Yoshihiro Yonezawa, who just so happens to be the co-founder of Comic-E. And of course, this is where we can read the first original issue of Berserk. Oh my gosh, Shermin, be cool, be cool!
So this is what I was given. I don't see Berserk here anywhere. Let me see if I can find it. So this is how, I guess, people read manga. Like you know, it's from a magazine. It's not like the book that we're usually familiar with. Okay, I found it. Okay, so just excuse me while I read the first issue in its original glory.
If I really want to understand how Miura created Berserk, maybe I need to be like Miura. So here I am, trying to figure out if I can quit my day job to become a manga artist. This is Nao Yazawa Sensei. She's a manga artist best known for Wedding Peach, a huge shoujo or girls manga series in the 90s. It was adapted into an anime and translated into multiple languages internationally. If anyone knows what it's like to create a manga, it's her.
And this part, another line, this is about 1/3. Then this part is the ear. Then you can define this kind of size of eyes. And in manga, it's we think this character's eyes direction is very important. Iris position is very important because two eyes looking one thing, not two things.
I realized there's so many things you need to consider when you're coming up with your own manga. There's character design. You're trying to create characters that are special, but kind of also adhere to the genre conventions.
Anyway, I let you start.
What if I want to draw Kentaro Miura? Is that possible?
Kentaro-kun.
While Yazawa Sensei searches online for a good photo of Kentaro Miura as a reference, I dig deeper into her roots.
How did you find your way into this industry? Yeah.
I thought if I could become an artist, it would be great. It's very hard because there's so many people want to become an artist, kind of good, this very competitive.
So Yazawa Sensei did a mochikomi. This is the process where budding manga artists bring their work to publishers in person to get criticized, feedback on their work. This review process can take months and years until...
Finally, editors is agree with my storyboard and I finished this and applied the competition. First attempt, they failed. Second is also failed. But the third time, I won this competition. And then they get this debut.
You know, some of these manga artists, they have deadlines. Like, it's a weekly release, right? And they have like 20 pages worth of manga to draw. She talked about like the high-stress environment. Mental health of a manga artist might not be that great.
Kentaro Miura was notorious for working on his drawings for up to 20 hours a day. And he wasn't alone. Many other well-known artists endured the same heavy workload.
Like Miura Kentaro, it's kind of enjoy to drawing. Drawing is something more like eating food.
It's very natural.
If you don't draw, you die. It's done.
Yay! Okay. I think we should show yours also. This is the sensei's, and then this is mine. Am I like the worst student here?
Definitely.
Okay, alright.
My side quest to become a manga artist has come to an abrupt end. Time to focus on my main quest. Is there someone out there who can share more about Miura? And we found someone. Someone who knew Miura before he became a manga artist.
I'm Shaw. I'm mental mansion Shaw.
Shaw doesn't resemble Chris Angel or David Blaine, but trust me, they are in the same trade. They are illusionists who like to mess around with your mind. Shaw is also a family friend of the Miuras and lived 2 doors down from the family about 30 years ago. He was especially close to Kentaro Miura's father, who he affectionately calls Ok-chan.
ケンタロウのなんていうのかな、ケンタロウっていうとちょっとなんか遠い感じがしますけど、I called him Kenny。そう、Kenny is brother Ken。で、時々なんかこうお祝い、誰かが中学校に上がったりとか、お祝い事があった時にここの寿司屋にみんなで来てお祝いしてました。
Of course, I had to ask some questions as a fan.
How is Kentaro Miura's personality like?
すごくシャイだと思います。too shy 実際やっぱりなんかずっとパーティーの中心にいるのではなくて、ご飯で呼ばれて降りてきてみんなで食べて、そしたらすぐ部屋に戻って、ペインティングドローイングしてるイメージでしたね。
Did Kentaro Miura have any like girlfriends? Do you know of?
ケンにはそんなになんか派手に女の人と遊んでたとか、あんまり付き合ってたっていうことをそこまで聞いたことがないというか、そもそもあんまりなんていうのかな、自分からどうこっち話しかけてくるタイプでもないですし、僕も小さかったので、あんまりガールフレンドについては正直聞いたことがないですね。
You mentioned a bit that you are in some way connected to the manga. Can you like tell us more about that?
ハロウィンパーティーやった時に僕コスプレをしたんですよ。アザラシの。でこうその時の写真、これ僕の写真なんで見せられるんです。これ三浦家で撮ったやつなんですけど、それをみんなでパーティーし終わった後にケンニーが降りてきて僕になんか猿みたいだなって言ったんですよ。Like monkey。ちょっとふと漫画を読んでた時に石泥っていうキャラクターが石泥石泥っていうキャラクターがいて、すごく昔の僕に似てるなって思ってたんですよ。これ髪型とかこれ僕なんですけど。
Now, you guys may be wondering, who is Isidro? Well, Isidro, or Isidoro, as pronounced in Japanese, is a 10-year-old boy who joins Guts in his journey. Isidro is a mischievous boy keen to learn the ways of the sword. In fact, he begged and schemed his way into journeying with Guts. And yes, he is often portrayed as a monkey.
おっちゃんから聞いた話なんですけど、やっぱりその自分の周りの人間をすごくキャラクターとして使ってたっていう話をしていて、あったら絶対に聞いてみようと思ってたんですけど、その気が付いた時にはもうやっぱりなくなっちゃってたので、聞いた話だと確かジムかなんかに行って、その家に帰ってきて亡くなったみたいな感じだったらしいんですよね。
Did I touch a raw nerve? To lighten the mood and to reciprocate Show's magic tricks, I performed a mental illusion of my own.
水？うん、水。
No more.
Thank you. Great magic, actually.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
中学校2年生の時に引っ越してきた時に
Show brought me to see the neighborhood that he grew up in. We visited his junior high school, which Kentaro Miura also attended. Miura apparently created the first ever manga club in this school. Show also explained that he attended the same high school as Miura.
鶴岡高校でっていう高校があって、でそしたら彼の足跡というか、彼がどのように中学生から高校生になっていく過程の中でどういうふうに変わっていくのかっていうのがもう少しは分かるかもしれないなと思ってまして、それをお勧めします。
And he had one last thing to share. Sho believes that the overall style and images of monsters appearing in the iconic eclipse scene in Berserk was influenced by a haunted mansion near the junior high school. Armed with the protection of daylight, I ventured to the Obake mansion.
So I guess I'm 34 years too late coming here. I just learned that the Obake mansion was demolished in 1991. That's my birth year. I'm a bit disappointed because I was expecting something more sinister, something horrifying, something that I could see be associated with the scary scenes, you know, in Berserk. It just feels a bit disappointing because something that Kentaro Miura has experienced is gone now. And it feels even more pressing that I should find out more about him before all these leads are gone.
やっぱり三浦先生の作られたものがこれだけ海外の人にも楽しんでもらえて影響を与えて、でこうやって取材にも来ていただける。
I'm on a quest to find out more about Kentaro Miura, the manga artist behind Berserk. Why? Because not only is it my favorite manga, but when Kentaro Miura passed on in 2021, his best friend Kouji Mori stepped up to continue drawing the manga.
So I'm very touched by the friendship. That's why I want to do this documentary.
Berserk is the ultimate dark fantasy about Guts, a struggler who fights demons and is set on avenging his friends.
あれ巨大な剣のやつですよね。ぐらい外に勝てる。
I wanted to chat with people who knew Miura and to use some panels from the manga, but it has been rejection after rejection from the familiar names associated with him.
So it's a huge no.
So here I am in Japan, finding clues to Miura's past life experiences.
最初に見た時はびっくりしました。そのケンニーの性格とはまたちょっと違う感じだったので。
And the high school that Kentaro Miura studied at has given us permission for a visit.
I think I was slightly nervous heading to the school. I'm not sure how the teachers would react to my request. Look, Kentaro Miura is a very private person, so there's not a lot of things that we know about him. He's some like figure shrouded in mystery.
This is the graduation album.
三浦さん。
Kentaro Miura. He has a very bright smile. His passport photo was kind of there. And it's really cute, you know?
Unfortunately, we have been told by our lawyers that their photos cannot be shown due to privacy laws. But trust us, that's Kentaro Miura, and here's Kouji Mori. Kouji Mori and Kentaro Miura were steadfast friends, often exchanging notes about manga story plots throughout their 40 years of friendship. Kouji Mori also went on to become a best-selling manga artist in his mid-30s, his most famous works being Holy Land and Suicide Island.
I've always seen Kentaro Miura as a man in his 40s and 50s. So to see him as a kid, it's like, wow, okay, strange, you know, and that we are all young ones, we all have our dreams, we're all this like Genki, energetic, you know?
As fate has it, we were also able to speak to a fellow fan of Berserk, who just so happens to be a teacher at Miura's high school today.
Would you let your students read Berserk?
難しいな。進めたいけど立場がなければ進めます。
Oh, why do you like Berserk? Like, why do you become a fan of Berserk?
圧倒的な絵のかっこよさと、やっぱりストーリー、一人一人のキャラクターがやっぱり個性豊かで面白いですよね。ガッツは救われてないんですけど、周りのキャラクターたちはガッツと一緒にいることですごく救われてるというか。
So what do you feel about friendships in high school, you know, in this particular life stage of a student? Because after all, Kentaro Miura and Kouji Mori, they met during this time period and they became so steadfast friends.
やはり今しかできないことがある。で、やっぱりそれは友達同士の付き合いであったり、まあ勉強も当然なんですけども、やっぱりそれは一生の宝になると思うんですね。同じ場所で同じ時間を共有して同じ思い出を持ってるっていうのはやっぱり同じような出会いも今起きてるんじゃないかな。ならその三浦さんとか森さんがここで過ごした3年間が、まあ、その後もずっと続いて今の、まあ、ベルセルクの話とかにもつながってると思うんですけど。
And being in that school, what I realized was that, you know, memories of him are like fading pretty fast.
Both Miura and Mori used to be part of the art department at this high school, where they set up easels to paint at various nooks and crannies. The specks of paint left behind by them are still visible till today. I can imagine Miura and Mori as students drawing, painting, honing their skills as artists. Today, the art department is no longer around. So the school is really kind of like a time capsule. On a more personal front, I tried to reach out to Kouji Mori privately as well. Alas, nothing. Man, what must a lady do to get a man to talk? If I can't reach the people who are continuing Kentaro Miura's work, maybe I should reach out to the person who knew him first.
So I'm writing a letter to Miura's mother just to ask if she's okay to maybe give some thoughts about us doing this documentary on Kentaro Miura and on Berserk. I had a letter translated from English and now I'm writing it by hand.
Sho passed us the address of Miura's mother, so we're pretty sure that she will get the letter. Fingers crossed on her reply. Since we haven't been able to contact Mori, we decided to head towards Sengawa. This is apparently where a wild Kouji Mori can be spotted.
すみません。Kouji Mori mangaka.
漫画家藤森。
あ、どこ？仙川？
漫画家藤森。劇場を探してる？
漫画家Kouji Mori。
ドラえもんKouji Mori。
あ。
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
知らない。
Do you know where Kouji Mori is? Hey, do you know where Kouji Mori is? Hi! Do you know where Kouji Mori is? Is he somewhere here in Sengawa? Doko?
The residents of Sengawa are really keeping a tight lid on Kouji Mori's whereabouts. But we've learned that he is a regular patron of a particular restaurant.
Is it closed or something?
So, do you know where Kouji Mori is? You reckon he walks here?
I know it's a wild goose chase. What did I expect? To really meet Kouji Mori by chance? Like this? But he's the only one who's able to tell us about the pressure of honouring a friend's legacy, of measuring up to the expectations of fans and the industry when taking over an existing work. Or is there someone else we can talk to?
I think in some of the older seinen titles, like Go-Go 13.
Go-Go 13。結局その漫画っていうのは一人の天才が作るもんじゃなくて、いろんな才能を持ち寄って作る。
Go-Go 13 isn't just another long-running manga. It's Japan's oldest series by Takao Saito, and it is still in publication, having run continuously since 1968. Just look at that Guinness World Record. It has sold more than 300 million copies worldwide and has led to anime, movie, and game spin-offs. After Takao Saito passed away in 2021, his studio, Saito Production, has kept at it, pushing out issue after issue of Go-Go 13.
So can you share a bit about how the model is like at Saito Productions?
まあ脚本を書く人間、それから絵を描く人の中でも、背景を描く人、それからキャラクターを描く人で、その全体の構成をする人っていうようなことをまず考えまして、それでそれ以外に出版社の編集者がいるわけですよね。で、そういう人たちがチームで漫画を作っていくわけなんですけれども、ちょっとその中でやっぱり構成を考える人っていうのが、非常に重要で、斉藤先生が生前は当然斉藤先生がやってらっしゃいました。やっぱりそこを育てたり、それからその技術を継承していくとか、そういうことがやっぱり一番難しいことだし重要だと思います。
I think that also brings across this question, right? Like, how do you capture the essence of Saito Sensei?
はい、幸いのことにやっぱり今非常に優秀な構成者の方、それは生前はその方が斉藤先生からやっぱり教えを請いながらやられてたんですけども、やっぱりそのご自分の経験も加えてそこ構成をやられてるので、今非常にいい形でできてると思います。
Feels like this guy has an iron rice bowl. He would never lose his job.
そうですね。だから一番忙しい立場ですね。はい。
I'm here because of Kentaro Miura's Berserk, and I think they are facing the same issue, at least when Kentaro Miura passed on, right?
そのベルセルクに関してですけども、その作品というものをね、そのバトンのようにその作家から作家に受け渡すっていうのが、もうそれ自体本当によくできたと言いますか、美しいと言いますか、ストーリーみたいなことで、先人と言いますかね、その残されたものをやっぱり引き継いで作るっていうのは、それはやっぱりそのありがたいことでもあるんですけれども、やっぱり一方ですごく難しいことなので。
The stress and workload of continuing Berserk must be weighing heavily on Kouji Mori and Studio Gaga. I guess an interview with a fan is probably the least of their priorities. I'm down to my last lead, Miura's mother. I am hoping to get an inkling of her receptiveness from show.
でもそれにしてもやっぱ白戦車と森先生とちょっとそのあたりにインタビューできないのは結構厳しいですね。すごい大変だね。
But it still feels like so near yet so far. I know a lot of things, but I'm not close to knowing everything. Yeah. By the way, did Miura's mom get my letter?
手紙は届いてたよ。 ただやっぱりなんかちょっとこう多分分かんないけど、多分これは僕の予想だけど、過去に揉め事とかやっぱりこういろんな人が取材に来たりとかして嫌な思いがあったのかも分からないけど、まあちょっとそういうのもあって取材は残念ながらダメだっていう感じだったけど、手紙は彼女には届いてた。
Yeah.
なんていうのかな、その中でやっぱりこう、なんかこう言っちゃ悪いけどそれも運命なのかなと思っていて、改めて見るとケンニーにすごく似ていて、その運命に巻き込まれていくんですよね。なんかそのなんかわからないけど常に大変なことが起こっていて、でひたすら大きいバスタードソードを持って、ガッツは戦ってるわけだけど、そういう意味ではなんかこうケンニーにとってのそのバスタードソードは、ガッツの持つ体験はペンだったんじゃないのかなって思います。
I will fight my way through things. I guess.
Time is running out, and all my leads have gone cold. No one, it seems, is willing to talk about Berserk or Kentaro Miura. But maybe I can talk to him myself? With the help of our Japanese fixer, we managed to narrow down Kentaro Miura's final resting place to 3 possible cemeteries. Honestly, with all the roadblocks in Japan so far, I'm just hoping that I can pay my respects.
So I've been looking around the cemetery for his tombstone. So far, no luck. We are here at the second cemetery. Still no sign of Miura's tombstone.
Okay, so we're all set. I think this is the last place already. So camera is set, right?
Wait, Shams, we don't have permission to film here. They're not allowing us to film inside. We can't film at all. But I mean, they confirmed that Miura's final rites were held here.
So, this whole day, it just feels like it's a waste of time. I just feel like there's a very big distance. It feels like there's more of it now. I'm not close to any answer.
Struggle, endure, contend. Struggling and rebelling forcefully against the challenges of life is a key theme in Berserk. And that irony is not lost on me. In some sense, fans of Berserk love the work because they resonate with Guts, a protagonist who fought fiercely to exist despite the horrors that plagued his life. Guts, Berserk, their origins. Maybe, instead of searching for answers in the people who are continuing Berserk, maybe I should have started at the beginning, with the person whose works inspired Miura.
So we're going to be meeting Bronson today. He lives at Nagano, which is a 3-hour drive from Tokyo. I'm a bit nervous because I'm not sure what to expect. He's our last available threat to Kentaro Miura. So
Bronson is the original writer and co-creator of Fist of the North Star, an extremely influential action manga that greatly inspired Kentaro Miura. Miura also had the opportunity to work with Bronson in the past. In Fist of the North Star, the protagonist Kenshiro is famous for causing fatal injuries by just hitting a couple of acupuncture points. There was even a meme going around social media. You know, the one that goes,
お前はもう死んでいる。
はい。よく知ってますね。
死んでください。
はい。死んでくるの。
死んで、please.
ちょっとね、コメディアンじゃないんで。
Unfortunately, my Hyakuretsuken martial arts technique has absolutely no effect on Bronson.
So I just want to go all the way back to the start. So how did you first meet Kentaro Miura?
ベルセルクを1回休んだ時にその担当者が三浦君が少しストーリー作りで困っている。ですで1回休むから僕と組んで三浦君と組んで新しいものを書いてそれでじゃあそのベルセルクという漫画を見たらとても面白いのでじゃあこれはじゃあお手伝いしましょうっていうんでじゃあ少し僕流のブロンソン流の漫画の作り方でよければ書きましょうっていうんでそれで元気になってでベルセルクへまた新しいのを多分新しいバージョンのベルセルクを作り出したっていうのが流れだと思います。とにかく真面目な作家さんなんで多分1回ぐらいしか会ってなくて俺が話をしようとすると担当者が三浦先生から僕を話すんですよ。編集者がみんな僕のことを漫画家さんをすぐ殴るっていう印象があるんですよ。はい。席開かなくていいから。
I think Kentaro Miura is, we know that he's a great artist, but he's also a great storyteller. Why do you think his story is that popular and so good?
人間っていうただのスーパーヒーローではなくて生きていくっていうことに関しての抱えるもの悲しさだったり苦しさだったりそれから上がってきて達成感だったりそれを全部入れてるかなっていう何て言うかな人間の持ってる本質的なものを描いてるような気はするけどね。
He passed away in 2021 and I think it's very sudden. So what were your thoughts when you first heard the news?
あいつ何歳になったんだっていうのがまず最初にあってその後に若いってなってあとやっぱりベルセルク書き切ってんのかなっていうのが心配になったし多分作品のラストシーンを書けないっていうのが一番辛いことだと思うんで多分そこは辛いだろうなっていうのは思いますね。やっぱり最終の巻っていうフィニッシュっていうのを書いて作品って終わりたいからそれが書けなかったっていうのはかなりきつい展開っていうか悲しいかなと思いますけどね。
Kouji Mori and Studio Gaga came out to say that they will try to finish Kentaro Miura's Berserk, right?
いやだからそれはもうなんだろう健太郎君にとったら嬉しいことだと思うよ。それは嬉しい。自分との形とは違うかもしれないけれども続いてくれるってことはずっと自分を忘れないでくれてるわけだし作品も忘れられないわけだから。
Wait, I have one more thing.
あなた書いたんですか？うちの漫画家の下から2番目のクラスですね。うちのクラスでは。
Okay. It's supposed to be Kentaro Miura though.
はい、健太郎君似てますね。似てます。
Yeah! That's good enough. Okay.
そうです。健太郎君こういう顔してました。確かに。若い頃、ハンサムで。
Yay!
For 2 years, fans have been waiting for the release of the newest volume of Berserk. Today is the day. For once, I decide to take off my producer cap. To just be a fan. And that means donning my favorite Berserk shirt, despite my team's apprehension. It was a high, purchasing the manga in Japan, on the exact day of the release. But reality loomed in yet another late-night call with my advisor from Singapore.
Oh, you really stuck. I thought you were faking stuck. You really stuck. If you never get to talk to Mori, is this a waste for you?
You know, their inclusion would be great, but without them, I think it's still clear that Miura is a giant among his peers.
Man, I think like for a regular manga fan or whatever, meeting the guy who created like Fist of the North Star, quite cool. Knowing that one of the characters based on a real person and meeting the real person, quite cool also. How are you gonna end this,
I don't know.
No idea.
Did this journey show how great Berserk and Kentaro Miura are? Or maybe this is how he would have liked things to be. There is enough about him and Berserk that I have discovered, but there are still facets that continue to be shrouded in mystery. The many people I met along the way shared their thoughts about him. They gave us valuable insights into his life as an artist, one so obsessive and passionate about his craft till the very end of his life. And maybe, just maybe, the story lies in not who Kentaro Miura was, or the depth of his friendship with Kouji Mori. Perhaps it is the world outside of Berserk that shows just how much Miura as an artist has touched the lives of others, now and in the years to come.
Well, so this is what you're working on.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think about it?